We are back for day 2 of my combine to payout series, and we're just going to get right into some pre-market analysis here. I just got onto the charts. If you did not catch yesterday's episode, you can watch it after this one. But the recap, we took a trade with 4 micros and we made $42. That was mainly because I took a tiny trim at a first take profit and then the rest broke even. So we were up around 200 on it at one point, and full TP would have been $400 or $500, but ended up breaking even. Basically, it got off for the day. So we are back again. And the rule for this combine as well, I don't know if I clarified it in yesterday's video, but it is 1 trade per day. Now, if the trade is a fully break-even trade and there's no trims taken, I will possibly look for another depending on how good price action is. But we're doing 1 trade a day on here. Like, you guys are seeing all of the time I'm on this account at all. You guys are probably seeing it because I get up in the morning, get on this combine account, click record, and then I lock myself out, and I will be doing so at the end of every video to prove to you guys that I am not taking any trades on this combine account off of these videos, okay? Like, I'm literally at the end of every video going to be locking myself out of the account until the next day. And for those of you who don't know how, you go manual lockout and you can click all day. And honestly, I love this feature on Top Step because I used to have a lot of problems over trading, and who's to say I wouldn't still have it if not for that lockout feature, right? So the second I take a trade, I lock myself out. And if there is any episode in this series where I don't do that, you guys can hold me accountable and fry the fuck out of me in the comments. Please do. Because, I feel like I've improved my discipline as a trader from where I was, say, 2 years ago. But I'm still not perfect, right? I still make mistakes. You guys will probably see me take some stupid trades throughout this whole process, right? Because we're all human, and I can't say I'm an elite trader yet, right? I want to be. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm making this channel. That's why I'm documenting kind of my journey. Yes, I am profitable now, right? I consistently am able to stack green days, green weeks, even green months, which was not the case, even a year ago. But I'm not at the level where I'm just pulling, 5-6 figures a month, which is where I want to be, right? And so that's where this whole journey comes in, right? We'll do NQ first, and then we'll look at ES just in case there's anything of note. So NQ is really close to these lows, which I had these marked yesterday as a potential draw to the downside, and it looks like we want them. I'm going to look at the 4-hour chart as well. Yeah, so the 4-hour lows, or the lows, look pretty strong as a draw here. Now, if you go to the daily chart, like I believe on SPY, we're close to touching the 50-day moving average for the first time in months. And I don't like to use moving averages, but that specific level, I feel like is going to give us a reaction. So I'm probably going to have it pulled up on my phone, like just watch Webull and see where SPY 50-day moving average is, because if we can get a long down there, especially after we sweep lows, that would be kind of ideal. Okay, so we do have a 1-hour bullish gap here on SPY, or on NQ. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying SPY. So we have this 1-hour bullish. Now, if we invert that, I think it's pretty clear we're going down to these draws, right? And then if you look on the upside, right, we've got this massive bearish gap from yesterday's price action, and we have this high inside of it. So if we don't take these lows, but we somehow climb up there, that's like a reshort zone. But I'm trying to look at what setups would look good in the near term. I don't really see anything. I mean, this is a long bias zone, but with these draws right there, I don't know. Let's go with ES now and see how ES looks right before market opens. We got like 4 minutes. We got some time. Let's clear off the drawing and go to the 4-hour. So, okay. So this was the October 23rd low. Is this the October 23rd low? Yeah. Okay, so we have an SMT here. Now this is interesting because we're also in a bullish 1-hour. So we have an SMT between these two lows, between ES and NQ. Now, the way we move it open is going to dictate a lot of this. But yeah, obviously still the draw is also, you know, presumably down on ES. We'll go full screen here. It would be nice to manipulate lower, take all of this sell side that's been generated, and then get a quick scalp long playing the SMT and shit. I like that would be nice. But what I think might happen, honestly, is we get the opposite and we get a move up. I kind of think we're gonna do that. Hold on. So I could see something like this. One of these two things is going to be a good draw. So whichever side gets taken first, I'll target the opposite in this little range. I mean, this is how big of a range even is this? Okay, so it's like an 80-point range that we're talking about. So that's not even bad. That's very tradable, guys. That's very tradable, yeah. Let's see if there are any higher time frame gaps that we could catch a rejection off of. Oh, we're currently okay. We're currently like stuck in this 15-minute. See, okay, here's the market open. Here's the plan, guys. We just take a trade. If we get a good inversion, we take a trade after either sweeping those lows or sweeping these highs. And I just fucked up the fair value gap. I gotta fix that, honestly. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we want to knife through all of this sell side. And then we can look for longs, right? That's the beauty of this. Now, yeah, once again, we might just knife down to the October 23rd low that I marked. That could happen, right? That's a pretty steep sell, though. That would be a pretty steep morning sell. But then again, that's what we've been getting consistently, so who really knows? We are getting quite a sell-off here, and I don't think there was a short entry, honestly. There definitely was not, in terms of my model, at least. You could have, some might have taken that retest, you know, of the 30 or of the 1 minute gap. I don't personally take 15-second setup. So if there was a 15-second setup here, I'm not going to be mad at myself for it. And there still even wasn't. So yeah, really clean delivery to the downside here. But it looks like we're going for those lows. So we are about to tag this low, and I kind of expect a reaction, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Hold on. So bro, this kind of feels like one of those mornings where we're going to dump and then start to recover it towards midday. But I might be wrong because that whole trend has not been working this past week, right? Like every rip is getting sold into pretty hard. Now, if you look, we would have to invert a lot to justify longing here because we have like 10 gaps. We have like 10 fucking gaps. So even if we get a reaction here, like, I don't know. I guess I could long at the end of this leg. Hold on, let me see. Because this would be a terrible R, wouldn't it? I could long at the end of this leg, go break even at this internal high inside of this bullish gap or bearish gap, and then target the same highs I was targeting. It would just be a fat stop loss, man, honestly, but not the worst thing, I guess. The best case scenario, honestly, would be this, right? This would be the scenario. We trade back up kind of to the midpoint of this leg, and I've seen this type of signature in price before, so it would be ideal. We trade up here, get a rejection somewhere in here, then get another setup down here, and what that does is it gives us a better entry and a better break-even point, because notice how there's so many stacked bearish gaps right here. If we could have a logical break-even point generate inside of this range right here, that would be what I want to see, okay? Because that would make it a lot easier to enter down here. Now, this is all assuming we even go up anyway. Okay, don't overshoot. Don't overshoot. And we overshot, didn't we? So now I've got to wait. No, actually, we didn't overshoot. We'll go
Order
3
filled.
here. Oh, shit, that's NQ. I'm so stupid.
Order
Okay,
filled.
that was NQ. We lost 50 bucks. It is what it is. I need to go on MNQ. And bro, that was such a stupid mistake. You guys are all gonna see that. This is a combine, so yeah, we're down negative, but that doesn't really count as the trade. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until cause yeah, I would have gotten stopped out. So I'm gonna wait until we just invert this range at this point because clearly the price action is kind of choppy down here. That was such a boneheaded mistake, and you guys saw it all in real time. Oh my gosh, are we gonna barely? Oh, we barely missed the inversion. I can't really take that because we barely missed it. I'm gonna wait for a good 30-second close on this. I think that will be my entry. I will enter on the 30-second though for sure. This looks like a good. This looks like a good V shape, honestly, if we can get the inversion. This is like right up my alley, and I think that it's a good setup. We're on MNQ just to check. All right.
Order
All right, we got
filled.
the inversion. I'm long here, break even at this internal high, and target. Yeah, same thing. Honestly, I don't know. It's gonna be up all this liquidity. I think we can take that. I really do. I really do think we can take that out. Okay, we're going break even here. We are going break even right here. We will trim. I'll trim at this high. I will trim at this high. Yeah, it seems like a good spot. We went with 3 because today's very volatile. These candles are large. All right.
Order
Trim
filled.
one contract. Nice. We're green. And just let the rest ride. I'm going to set TP, like I said, up here. I'll set it right there. That's a good spot. Because that's the, well, hold on. Oh, all this buy side can get taken. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna trim again. I'll trim here. Yeah, that'll be the play. Okay. Cool. Good trading day. No matter what happens, we trim here if we get it. I'm gonna take a piss. I've been waiting forever. Now that we set the stop to break even, I can. Yeah. Okay, or we might just reverse and not hit my second target. That's potential. That's potential, which would be annoying because that would be 2 days in a row where we break even on the second target. But you know what, guys? Such is life when you're day trading. Can't not expect every trade to run to your full TPs. And once you let go of that expectation, and it makes it easier if you're trimming and setting stop to break even. Like I have to make a video talking about this, but trading high R strategies can be very mentally draining because it's a low hit rate to your final target, right? Because it's high R. So your win rate, like if you're going 4-1 on your final target, your win rate's probably low. And people kind of look at it as like, oh, well, you know, winning half the time with a 1-1 R is the same as winning 33% of the time with a 2-1 R. And yes, numerically and mathematically it is. But it's the mental aspect where you can go on bigger losing streaks when you're on, you know, 2-1 R and you're winning 33% of the time. And what that does to your mental is what doesn't get talked about, right? Because of course, numerically, like I said, 33% win rate on a 2-1 is the same as a 50% win rate on the 1-1. You will make the same amount of money over the long term. But what it does to you mentally when you go on those larger losing streaks on the 2-1 strategy is that's what gets overlooked, and that's what actually ruins people's momentum. Right? They lose their confidence, whatever, you know, the typical things that happen when you go on a losing streak. And so that's what just doesn't get talked about enough with trading in terms of like the mental aspect of a high R strategy. So trimming and setting your stop to break even when you get around 1-1 or the trade starts moving your direction is really underrated, if not just for the mental aspect of the way it kind of helps you deal with the fact if the rest breaks even or loses. We're having trouble getting up to this data wick right here. All right, we are pretty close to the second take profit. I'm just gonna, yep,
Order
all right, right there.
filled.
So we're out 2. I'm gonna take my piss now, and hopefully this can run up to my final TP, which I'll just put it, where's 9:30 open? Okay, we're gonna go 9:30 open for final TP. Okay, I'm back on the chart, and we are delivering out of a bullish gap right now on the 5-minute, and we have exact equal highs above. I don't usually add to my trades, but man, would I like to here. If we get an inversion of this gap, let me just delete. Okay, hold on. This chart is a mess, bro. I hate it when okay. If we invert this bearish gap right here and don't stop out, I will add to the position. But it looks like we're gonna get stopped out. Dude, this sell-off is so strong, honestly. It's wild. So we won't, I don't think we'll hit final TP, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna count that.
Order filled.
We're going stop to break even right away. And I think we're gonna be ready to sell 2 at these highs. And we are getting, our stop loss is getting edged, bro. What the fuck is this? Our stop to break even is getting edged. Now we're gonna stop out here. Right? We have to stop out, don't we? I mean, we would obviously get stopped out here, no? Like, obviously we would get stopped out, right? I mean, we're so close. It's like we have to hit it at this point, right? We have to hit the stop. Can the market clutch up for us? Can the market actually clutch up here? That would be unbelievable.
Order filled.
Okay, we did not get a clutch share. But like I said, that is the end of the trading day. And look, accountability. Look what we're going to do. You guys with bad discipline don't get used to seeing this. You are not used to seeing this. Look at this. Look at this. By clicking yes below, you will be locked out from trading this account for the selected duration. Once locked out, any open positions or working orders will be automatically flattened, canceled, and any copy traded follower positions will be exited. You will not be able to trade on this account for the selected lockout period. Warning, this action is irreversible. And look what I'm going to do. Bro, I'm itching. I need to get one more trade in. We're selling them.
Order filled.
All right,
Order
sorry,
filled.
I had to get one more trade in. Wasted $10. All right, we're locked out. Let's go. All right, now, so all jokes aside, it was a good trading day, and this was the very obvious long, right? We re-swept the opening range low, and we had some really nice legs to go break even. Now, remember, guys, if you watch this video all the way through, I was literally saying I wanted this because if you just look, and we'll just do some like end of analysis here. So right here, let me find the damn drawing. Okay. Right here, this was so many bearish fair value gaps that I felt like it was going to be weird to try to invert all of them at once, and we didn't have a good break-even point in here. So when we were making this leg up, I never felt comfortable longing because of that, and I explained it in real time. And what I said was that it would be ideal if we come back down, make another low, and then invert. Now, I would have preferred a higher low, right? But we didn't. We made a lower low. We basically just re-swept the opening range, which I was also fine with because we had this inversion happen very quickly. And so from there on out, we long, we take our first trim at this internal high right here, right? And the reason why you trim or set stop to break even there is because we are inside a bearish fair value gap and we have a high. So that's why I trimmed there. And then second trim is going to be this Michigan consumer sentiment newswick, right? I was going to have it at this high, which we actually never even ticked on NQ. We didn't tick it on MNQ. We ticked it on NQ, which is funny. But so I wanted to take it at this data wick because, like I said, data wicks are good draws and liquidity. And then my final target was going to be all of this buy side up here, the 9:30 open. I think we're going to run it still. I'm not completely sure. I mean, it's pretty bearish today, but we found a way to make a long work, and we are now sitting at 50,261. So we're up 261 on the combine. Go show you guys the stat page right now. We have taken it was really one trade today. Like it says 2 trades, one for entry, one for exit, but we really took one, right? Because it would say 2 trades, but we messed up we messed up on accidentally clicking NQ. So we would have been up more today if we hadn't lost 50 off that. And then I took that one stupid joke trade at the end to lose 10 bucks. So yeah, that is the day. We're calling it here. That's also the week. It's Friday. I hope you all have a good weekend. And if you enjoyed this video, if you're still watching, you're probably pretty serious about trading. Make sure to like and sub. This series is going to keep going until I pass an account and get a payout. Now, I have done that before on other accounts, but I just wanted to document it this time using realistic, non-degenerate position sizing to show you guys it's possible. I'm not special, right? And maybe I'll blow some accounts. Maybe I'll pass the first time. But we're working our way up to a payout. And then once we get the payout, it's kind of going to be TBD in terms of how much I continue to trade on this, or in terms of like how much I continue to document it, obviously. Because if I do pass, it'll just be another one of my XFAs that I work with. So yeah, I hope that video helps you guys out. I hope some of the psychology, some of the trading tips in there also help you guys out. And also, if you are interested in trading with me and being in my community, I have a free trading Discord. It is completely free, no credit card needed, no email needed. Literally just click the link in my YouTube bio and you are in the server. Just like that, it's very easy. And join me in there. I'm a small creator still, so I get back to everybody. I make time for it. I enjoy it. And yeah, I hope that you guys all enjoyed. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.